So thank you very much, Dave, for the introduction. My name is Jacqueline Gibson, the first sustainability advisor for any UK or Ireland port. So I'm just going to talk you through why we, engaged responsible plastics management to embark in our kind of understanding waste better right across not just our own business, but right across the whole 2,000-acre estate. And we also have a 1,000-acre water estate. So when we think about maybe plastics in our oceans, and especially with all the businesses, over 750 businesses that operate in the estate, there's a huge role to play and a responsibility upon Belfast Harbour. So I'm just going to talk us through I suppose our high-level strategy and how collaborating and engaging with responsible plastics are actually helping us achieve those big visions. So please bear with me as I take us through the presentation. And really, I suppose it's interesting to start with the our ultimate aim. We didn't want to be very confusing around the words of sustainability or biodiversity, but simply put, we just want to be a clean, green port where both people, so thinking about the social side of sustainability, and our planet, the environment, thrive, not just survive, but actually what positive impact can we bring and what lasting legacy can we leave for future generations after us. So this is our vision toward 2035, and you can see there point 2 on the right hand side being a green port. But actually the whole ethos and the act of Belfast Harbour back to 1847 stipulates that we should operate, maintain and improve Belfast Harbour. So we embarked on this journey of sustainability last year. I mean, we've been doing a lot of sustainable practices and good things in ISO 14001, but we really kind of wanted to push the bar with things like zero carbon, decarbonisation, zero waste, better waste recovery, increase biodiversity. So we thought, well, let's reevaluate our very purpose, which is to operate, maintain, and improve Belfast sustainably. So actually that lies right at the heart of our purpose. And as a trust port, we with stakeholders, as the environment is one of our key stakeholders, it allows us almost to have this social model to really do good. So that allows us then to achieve our vision of these kind of 5 areas, to embrace this almost a sustainable business model, to operate in a way that conserves Earth's depleting resources. So we want to cut out the use of virgin, finite resources, and maintain sustainable economic growth. So we think about the circular economy, and in particular with this presentation, and improving the well-being of communities and the economy and the planet for generations to come. And obviously the whole waste management and circular economy feeds into that. So as this kind of shows our purpose, values, vision, by operating our 6 key things. So these are 6 key things in the middle of sustainability strategy. And they will help us achieve our vision towards 2030. And you can see there we have one on resource efficiency. So that's everything around procurement, but also what do we do with goods and materials with better recovery, not just a zero waste to landfill policy, but let's start buying more sustainable products. Let's support a circular economy within Northern Ireland, and products that are needed within Northern Ireland businesses. Can we almost, rather than shipping them out of the port, keep them here, remanufacture, and then hopefully they'll be used by industry here for materials and products. So within each of those 6 things, we have an overarching, ambition, and you can see there 1, 2, 3, 4 down that we have use resources efficiently, procure new products sustainably, and recover waste. So I'm actually going to talk us through all of these because I think resource efficiency and waste does touch on all of them, and then kind of do a deeper dive into resource efficiency. So in terms of our decarbonisation, yes, we want to be net zero by 2035. And we've identified our scope 1 emissions of our CO2 emissions. We've got a draft energy strategy, but ultimately our CO2 footprint has to incorporate our scope 3, and that is our waste, and that's all the businesses across the estate. We've also signed up to the Business and the Community Climate Action Pledge, and that allowed us to commit to actually measuring our scope 3 emissions. So we think about our waste within that in 2021. So that's what the waste audit will help us do, and try to map out what are those wider scope emissions in terms of our CO2 footprint. And yes, we've got more energy efficient vessels. We're trialing a hybrid hydrogenated vegetable oil substitute for diesel. And we've got smart technology to use carbon and electricity better. All our electricity is on green tariff, but we're also appointing an energy lead, but still much to do. So one of the second theme then, clean air and water. And as you can see, I'm not going to talk through all of these, but you can see at the bottom there that we want to improve marine habitats, bathing standards, litter picks, schools projects. So again, this idea of collaboration, and certainly responsible plastics management audit will help us do that, identify those opportunities to partner with other organizations, with the businesses, with the communities, and achieve cleaner oceans. And just one particular project, we're looking and working with Citizen Sea to try and reduce plastics into the ocean as well. As a green developer, we want to be the greenest developer. So whether it's a new slipway or a new hotel that goes in, or new office accommodation, we want to ensure that green office practices, and that we can help our businesses across the estate adopt this circular economy as well. So, and as you can see there at the very bottom, and even giving them packs and assisting them, you can see at the bottom where this fits into the UN Sustainable Development Goals as well. So no matter what kind of, we think even about resource efficiency of maybe recycled aggregates instead of ordinary Portland cement, for example. In terms of biodiversity and conservation, we can see there that we want to establish a biodiversity baseline, but improve biodiversity habitat. So obviously waste would have a negative impact on that. And you can see there's some of the sea bins that we have it actually introduced to kind of collect kind of sludge and rubbish and things. So resource efficiency, as you can see there, we want to increase efficient use and management of resources, operate sustainable purchasing practices, maximize this recovery. And you can see there we want to recover at least 80% of all our materials, and we want to have a resource efficiency program actually with our users on the estate, the students, the people that live, breathe, eat, work right across the estate. And yes, we are already doing some really good stuff. We've got a diversion of as it says there, of waste to landfill. We're trying to highlight what is the waste that's ending up in the water. We've got sea bins, but we do understand this need for collaboration with, whether it's with the DERA Prosperity Agreement or with organizations like Responsible Plastics Management. I was appointed last year. Next week, we've got a new appointment of a sustainability director. And we then introduced Green Champions across the organisation. And this is one of our latest purchases, which is a litter boat that we're trying to rename. So it's a fully electric, and the front falls down, and it will be able to go into inaccessible areas and collect waste and plastic litter for capture and recovery right across the estate. And even just this week, we're actually going to maybe even try to apply for grants or some monies to maybe purchase another boat or sea bins. How else can we capture this waste? And that kind of led us then to this collaboration with Responsible Plastics Management to really look at this idea of having a positive change. So reviewing all our activities right across the estate, reviewing not just plastics, but other waste streams, looking at our waste contracts. So we're not there. Yes, we're doing great stuff, but don't be afraid to engage with others. Don't be afraid to be transparent and kind of admit there's still a long way to go. We're all in this sustainability journey together. And we really felt that this supported our ISO 14001, for example, but also our vision to really inspire other organizations right across the estate. So as I mentioned, a lot of businesses, a lot of people working there, and a lot of people visiting Belfast Harbour, and that really is the challenge. So we really hope that this will really feed in with our strategy globally, nationally and regionally here within Northern Ireland. We've signed up to a prosperity agreement with Northern Ireland Environment Agency for sustainable consumption production. is one of our themes. Thinking about European programs. This is the European Port Sector Environmental Report. So this idea of resource efficiency really helps us target that. And of course, the UN SDGs, you can see number 12, responsible consumption and production. This is endorsed by the board. It's not just our sustainability team. So this is on action planning to achieve zero waste to landfill and seafill. And you can see there, point C, responsible plastics agreement, management agreement in place. So that's great. They've been appointed, and actually just today we're going to be meeting. And really, I suppose this slide just highlights that there's a lot we can do, but actually if we can influence and almost inspire the rest of people in Northern Ireland and other businesses to do their bit, we'll have a huge environmental impact. So we want to embed this right across our organisation. We've now appointed Green Champions, and I'll probably just reiterate that collaboration is the key, and responsible plastics management is helping us on that journey, and may that continue. So happy to answer any questions, and we'll now hear from Adrian, who will tell us a bit more about the initiative. And I probably should say that I'm zooming in from Zambia, so hence the organic wild growing bananas in the background, great with technology. And I've been able to visit some recycling plants. Actually this Monday, the only recycling plant and plastics recovery plant in the country. And I got this hot off the press. It was actually hot when it was manufactured. So trying to do my bit over here and see what's happening around the world. Thank you very much for listening, and happy to answer any questions.